So hi, Mike Potenciano here. I am one of the veteran drivers that have been racing since 1983, and I've been in international competitions both for rally and racing. Well, first when you, Brian, approached us and wanted to be part of our Rally of Champions, and it was an honor that you were considering us. But then the problem was, obviously we didn't have any experience with the T8 pickup, especially under those rally conditions, no? And we knew that it would be easy for the T8 pickup if there were a few people or a few champions that would race it. But then we had that time, we had a lot of champions that came from all over, the Anton family, Carlos and Inigo. We had also the 4x4 champions that came over, and it was frightening for us if it would last this race. So, and somehow, after the first leg, which was like a special class for the JAC T8 Pick-Up, it showed that there was nothing wrong. All our problems or our thought of apprehensions were laid to rest, and then we approached you again for the next leg to be the official Rally of Champions vehicle, which means that it is in the premier class. And that premier class would be this vehicle, the T8, would be subjected to more rigorous driving conditions. And luckily, again, it lasted the whole day, no problem, and we were shocked because we thought that we might cut the event short because there would be some problems, and but it went on without any problems, and until night time we were still racing, and it was good. Yeah, so hats off to the T8 pickup. Well, for the T8 being a two-wheel drive vehicle, we didn't expect much. Especially, remember when we used it, it was raining, it was wet, and the tires. It's good that we had BF Goodrich that time, so it was able to provide enough traction. And the thing was, we were so like we said, we didn't know what to expect because we knew that it wasn't the most powerful pickup in the class. It wasn't it's very basic when it comes to the drivetrain. It has slip spring and everything. But then all of a sudden, and the stigma of a China-made product, that was the one that was really on our minds. And but like we said, it's something that the only way that you can take out the stigma is actually driving it. And when we drove it first in one leg when it had the special class, it just was, the power was there. It was more than enough. Second, the handling was good, very good, especially with the BF Goodrich tires. Third, it never bottomed out in those ruts. The track became very rutty because it was wet. It moved a lot of, it created a lot of ruts in the process. And when you go through the ruts, sometimes you bottom the suspension on other trucks and other vehicles. But this one, we were so amazed that it didn't do those things. So there was enough ground clearance. There was the suspension was well sorted out, and for our use, it was I think a very good vehicle to just show who is the best champion out there in the Rally of Champions, wherein you don't want any variable or any problem with the vehicle. You just want it as strong as possible, as reliable as possible, and let the drivers be the only difference between themselves and try to get the best time with it. Aside from our ROC that we use this for definitely in the Rally of Champions and in the special class, we also went for our outreach program, which is what we call the toy run, the MP Turbo toy run. And this MP Turbo toy run, there was the Taal Volcano just erupted that time in last year, and we had some problems with we wanted to bring a lot of stuff to our brethren down there, and we loaded a lot of things, like we had gallons and gallons of blue containers, and filled with water. That is not light. That is a heavy payload. We put in sacks of rice. We put in some used clothes, and what they needed was yung cleaning kits, their regular hygiene kits. And when we went around the whole day in Batangas, going to about 6 areas that we had to deposit it, it just again didn't complain. It was raining again that time, and it brought us there and safely home again. I think we already have dispelled the stigma. We have already shattered it in our group and with the people watching us. So I think if people out there would just believe what we went through, what we are saying, what we are basically endorsing the product, I think this will do well, and they should also. It's good that you also brought us to the factory in China, and we were able to see that JAC is very committed to R&D, the research and development section, and they have 2 test tracks inside their facility. And that 2 test tracks, one is a small track wherein we tested a lot of the vehicles, especially the electric vehicles, and one is the perimeter track that goes around there for more than 4 kilometers around it, and it was a high-speed one. And it shows that the commitment of JAC in testing everything right down to the weather strip, to the engine, to the components, etc., is all there. And this shows now in this product, and it's a quality product, and I hope that people will get to test it and get to drive it and own one, because definitely this below 1 million, this is a steal.